Hi, I'm Dr. Elva Edwards, and welcome to HealingChildhoodLoss.com, a website I created for those of us who lost a parent when we were a child. If you look on my website, you'll see that there are 10 ways to lose a parent when you were a child. I'm in the middle of a series of talking about imprints. I'm going to do 10 vlogs on imprints. And I'm talking about the imprints I had as a child so that hopefully you can think about yourself and your life and come up with the kinds of imprints, some of the imprints that you had when you were a child and that you're living out today. You know, I lived with my grandparents when I was a child, and from the time I was 19 months until I graduated high school. And we lived on a farm, and it was, in some ways, compared to today, a very lazy life, right? You know, we were on the farm, and it was just, time was much slower. And, you know, I was a busy girl, though, and when I was in high school, I was doing this and I was doing that. I was always busy and always involved. And my grandma would say, you need to clean your room, and she would say it, and she would say it, and finally one day I would come home and she had cleaned my room. And this was all the way through high school. And when I was little, you know, I really never did work outside or inside, not much at all. We did, in the summer, whenever we were home, we would have lunch, and my sister and I would do the dishes. One day she would wash, and the next day I would wash, and the other one would dry dishes. We didn't have a dishwasher. But as far as really chores, I remember the dishes, and then one other thing is I brought some water in from outside each day. But I didn't have a lot of chores that I was really made to do. I was always busy, you know how that goes, especially when I was in high school. And so I really did not learn cleaning. I really did not learn to pick up after myself and make my space clean. And I'll have to tell you, it has been kind of a lifelong lesson. I feel like I'm much better at it now, and I don't struggle with it like I used to, but I really did struggle with it for a long time because I was imprinted that I just lived and I didn't really have to clean up. And so, wonder about you. Did you get to be a child like I did and not have responsibility like that? Now, I had responsibility. I had, you know, I made good grades and I did things, and I had to behave, obviously, but I did not do chores, really. Not really. And I'm wondering, what about you? You can leave a comment and tell us, when you were a child, did you have to help with chores? What were your chores? Did you do them, or did you have to be told day in and day out to do them? You know, I have to say I kind of failed at the chores. Even when my grandma would say, you need to do it, you need to do it, I was always busy, and I sort of like didn't learn from being real small. And so now in my practice, when people are in my office and their children, you know, take out some of the toys and their mom says you have to pick them up, I can kind of really appreciate that because she's imprinted them to pick up after themselves, and then they won't suffer when they're older about house cleaning. I will see you next week.